The Dancing Plague of 1518, an event in which hundreds of citizens of Strasbourg danced uncontrollably and apparently unwillingly for days on end. The mania lasted for about 2 months before ending as mysteriously as it began. In July 1518, a woman who was named Frau Trofea stepped into the street and began dancing. She seemed unable to stop, and she kept dancing until she collapsed from exhaustion. After resting, she continued this way for days, and within a week, more than 30 other people were afflicted with similar symptoms. They kept going long past the point of injury. City authorities were alarmed by the ever-increasing number of dancers. The city and religious leaders theorized that more dancing was the solution, and so they constructed a stage and arranged guildhalls for the dancers to gather in. And as well as hiring professional dancers, they also hired musicians to accompany the dancing, although this only made the condition worse, and as many as 400 people were eventually consumed by the dancing compulsion. The dancers rarely stopped to eat or drink, and even started to die from strokes and heart attacks brought on by the dancing. The strange episode didn't end until September, 2 months later. The Strasbourg dancing plague might sound like the stuff of legend, but it's well documented in 16th century historical records. It's also not the only known incident of its kind. Similar manias took place in Switzerland, Germany, and Holland, though few were as large or as deadly as the one triggered in 1518. Explanations that were proposed at the time for the dancing plague included demonic possession and overheated blood. Investigators in the 20th century suggested that the afflicted might have consumed bread made from rye flour contaminated with the fungal disease ergot, which is known to produce convulsions. American sociologist Robert Bartholomew suggested that the dancers were followers of religious cults dancing to attract divine favor. The most widely accepted theory was that of American medical historian John Waller, who laid out in several papers his reasons for believing that the dancing plague was a form of mass psychogenic disorder. Such outbreaks take place under circumstances of extreme stress and generally take form based on local fears. In the case of the dancing plague of 1518, Waller cited a series of famines and the presence of such diseases as smallpox and syphilis as the overwhelming stressors affecting residents of Strasbourg. He further maintained that there was a local belief that those who failed to worship Saint Vitus, patron saint of dancers, would be cursed by being forced to dance.